Hey everyone, Scott Sillari here with Realsynch. Welcome to another episode where I'm interviewing partners that we work with to help you build a better, more efficient, more profitable business. I'm here, fortunately, with Mark Jensen. Mark's been in real estate for 14 years and is doing some very, very innovative things with Mod Realty and his Mod AI. And Mark, thanks so much, man, for being here. I appreciate your time. I think what you're doing can really help a lot of real estate businesses. So I'm excited to hear all about, what you're up to.
Scott, thanks so much for having me. Yeah, I'm excited to share it too. It's exciting times that we live in.
Crazy times and exciting.
Honestly, for a number of reasons. But,
yeah, a lot going on right now. A lot going on.
Yeah. But just what's going on with AI and what's even changed. Honestly, it's week to week. It used to be month to month. Now it's even week to week. And thinking even where I was 6 months ago to where we are now, the amount of changes, and start thinking of, if we made that many changes in 6 months, what's it going to look like 2 or 3 years from now? So
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. So,
yeah.
so Mark, uh, if there's listeners out there that don't know who you are, they have, let's talk a little about like how you got to where you are today. Like, what was your journey? I want to, why are we listening to Mark? Why should we listen to Mark? What's the knowledge that he has that I need to learn? Right. So why don't you fill in the listeners a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been a long road. I've had several different careers. I was in a leadership role from the time I was 16. I was still in high school, but I was managing a record store, and the entrepreneurial spirit was there. I had my own DJ business. So I was a workaholic even in school. So I was the type of guy that I would have second, third, and fourth period and first and fifth off. So I'd work full-time afternoon shift. So work from 4 till 12:30 and then come home and then up and at 'em again. So, I've always had a really good work ethic.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just having different careers, but a leadership role. Got into the automotive industry. I was in there for a while because I went to school for logistics and purchasing.
Mm.
So I worked for Magna, which is Canada's largest automotive parts manufacturer. I was a steel buyer there, which took me time to get there, but I just constantly go after promotion after promotion. My mindset was I would look at a job, apply for it, knowing that I wasn't even close to being qualified, and just say to the manager, okay, what do I need to do to get this job next time? So
Right.
go back to school or work harder and faster than everybody else all the time. That was always my motto because I just wanted to move up the ladder. So I did. I ended up being a steel buyer. Used to be dealing with $100 million contracts, dealing with the presidents and vice presidents of LTV Steel and all the big Cleveland Steel, US Steel, all the big steel companies. Because the amount of steel that we bought was way more than most companies. So we deal directly with usually the CEO or the presidents. So that got me a lot of negotiating skills. Again, I was still in my late 20s dealing with these, 50, 60-year-old executives. So that taught me a lot of how to be adaptive to my crowd. So
Yeah.
I could still go out and hang out with the boys on a Saturday night, but meanwhile be in a business meeting and suit and tie and be able to nail that too. So from there, I went into tech for a little while, again in a management role, and then somehow miraculously got into IKEA. I spent 9 years with IKEA, but I was in on the logistics side, but then did training and development pretty much throughout the world. I got to travel all over the US, all over Europe, and it was a great time. The only thing is I had kids at this point, and I'm 9 years in, and all of a sudden my kids are 12 and 13, and I'm like, oh my God, they've grown up and I haven't even seen them. Because
Yeah.
the last year I was there, I had traveled 26 weeks. I was
Oof.
gone.
It's a
And
lot, man.
the 26 weeks I was home, I was working around the clock to get caught up for when I was gone. So, so I made the decision I wanted to choose a career that I thought I'm a firm believer of the 80-20, right? That 20% of the people make 80% of the money. So I wasn't good enough for golf. So that so I ruled that out. But I thought, you know what, I can get into real estate. I can set my schedule. So literally I did my courses as fast as humanly possible. I think in a few months I had them done and nailed and started, and yeah, I left my corporate career behind and started in real estate. So first couple of years, I did okay, but I remember like the first day, the same thing. You come in and it's like, okay, so what do I do? And the manager says, okay, see those booths over there? There's a phone book. Just start calling people. I was like, oh my God, like this is not what I signed up for. I'm not an air duct cleaner guy.
Yeah.
So I just said,
That's
like,
funny,
there's got
man.
to be something better. So I did some door knocking and I got some business from it, surprisingly enough. And I was always surprised how I could go up to a house, and the area that I was working was quite affluent. And they would invite me in to see their house. And I would go home to my wife and like, if some stranger knocks on your door, please don't let him
Don't
in to
let
show you the house. Because I was getting invited in all the time. So,
Oh, it's so funny. Of
but people love to talk about their house. That's the one thing, right? Like
course.
they love
Yeah.
showing it off. So it was good. And I got some business from that. But I was the open house king.
Mm,
Like I would do anybody and everybody's open house. And I got lucky enough to work with one of the best agents in our office who had tons of high-end multi-million dollar listings, and I was really good at that. So I could speak to them, and I got a ton of business. The only problem with that is I didn't have the network to create new business from it. And back then there was no leads. So the thing about dealing in high end, they take a long time to close.
right.
They're extremely picky. And so I'm not closing a house every month, I'm closing a house every 3 months.
Right.
But they're $3 million houses.
Right.
So, so there's advantages and
Yeah.
disadvantages of that. The advantage
Right.
is like you got the roller coaster, right? You get an $80,000 paycheck, but then you don't get anything for 2 months.
Right. Right. But you're building a
So
Rolodex this whole
yeah,
time, right?
right. So yeah,
You
I'm
know?
starting to do it, and I didn't even have a great CRM. Like I didn't really know it, and I remember I just struggled, and like I'm so smart, but I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when I started getting into coaching. So I went through all different coaching, and some of it resonated, and some of it didn't, and I managed to take the good stuff from each of them. And
Hmm.
the big thing for me was I needed a system. That was my background was to have a template. If I know what to do, I can get it done. If I put
Right. Right.
anything on a timeline, it's going to get done.
Right. It's just having the right process and
But
steps
I
to
didn't
get
have the
from A.
process. You're right. There
Yeah.
was like, so
Yeah. Yeah.
what's next? What's this? So now within my coaching, I have a complete system and process for everybody to get a realtor from day one to day 720. And
Yeah.
within those 2 years should have all their systems in place. They should have gone through I'm a firm believer of the storming, norming, and performing. So the first year is a storm, you don't know what the heck you're doing. The second year you're normalizing everything because you've been through it. And the third year is when you should really start to perform.
Nice.
That's the case for pretty much any business or any job you're in. That's sort of the rule of thumb. You should be struggling the first year, and if you aren't, you're not in a job that's pushing you hard enough. And
Right.
the second year, you got everything going, you should be back up to where your predecessor was. And the third year is all about developing the business, making it even better than when you picked it up. So that got me so busy. I started getting more business than I could handle. Hired an ISA, hired an assistant, started bringing in some agents. And then at that point, I'm like 54, thinking, what's my escape plan? Like, what's my exit plan from this? What do I have to leave for my family? How do I retire?
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I have is a database, right? Like, nobody's going to buy anything else. So
Yeah.
that's when I decided to open the brokerage. So the brokerage at least now is, something tangible, it's sellable, and that's helped me. But again, the same thing. I wanted it to take it to the next level. So in during COVID, I made a really strong focus to say I am going to be on the forefront of tech across the board. So while everybody else was watching Netflix and having wine tasting through Zoom and whatever else was going on, I literally got up in the morning, turned my computer off, and turned it off at night and went to bed.
Yeah.
I worked harder than anybody. I made a commitment to double up on my ad spend because nobody was using social media for ads at that time because everybody was struggling. So
Yeah.
I was bringing in so many leads. I was getting so much business, but everybody was just holding and holding and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I kept telling everybody, you got to buy now because as soon as the restrictions opened up, our market went insane.
Totally.
Our
I
home,
bought in that time frame. Thank
yeah,
God.
that's smart.
Thank God. Well, some realtor said you should buy
Yeah,
now. Buy
yeah.
right now.
Honestly, then I
A
would
friend of
tell
mine,
everybody, but
yeah,
for
a
some
friend of
reason,
mine and I
everybody
did
thought
it.
the market was going to crash, and I'm like, no. In our area, it's supply and demand. Like that's the trump card for economics.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Everything else can affect, but if you have higher demand than supply, it doesn't matter what else is going on. It's
Right.
going to increase prices.
So Mark, let's
Yeah,
back up for a second
absolutely.
because I
A
think,
big scoop.
yeah, no, but I want to go back to like when you started to put processes in place to train agents.
Mhm.
Tell me a little about that. Like, how do you start with an agent? What are some of the big milestones that you put in place to get them through that 3 year, right?
So,
And then let's talk about how you've woven that into
sure.
where you are now with the technology and with the AI and everything that
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
learned.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I always start off with why are you doing what you're doing?
Right.
Like I think you can't get through any of this. You're going to have a shitty day. You're going to have a day when, things aren't going right. And I have a little sticky note on my computer down there that says, "What's your option?"
I
Because
like it.
like I burnt my ships. I don't have any other options. Like this is my business. There's no plan B. So knowing why I do it, and I don't do it for the money. Like you need it. That is not a good enough reason to do what you do.
No.
Money can be part of it, but it can't be the reason.
It can be part of a
Right.
motivator
Yeah.
for you, but there has to be a lot more to it.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
for
what are you going
sure.
to do with the money? What's it for? And it usually comes back to family, lifestyle. But anyway, having that vision, I think, that's the most important thing. And I always start with that. Then the second thing is being able to analyze your business. So understanding where your business is now and understanding where you want to go to be able to get a map to get there.
Right.
So, people say, okay, I want to make $300,000 next year. Okay, that's great. So how are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
sell some stuff. Okay, perfect. Okay,
Okay.
let's back this out. So that's an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? Little pieces. All right, so let's
Right.
back it out.
Yeah.
So what percentage of your business is listing and what percent is buying? So say it's 60/40. Okay. So of those buyers, what percentage of the buyers that you sign do you actually close deals with? Okay, let's say it's 80%. So you plug in 80%. On the sell side, it's 90%. So you plug in 90%. Okay, so when you're doing a listing presentation, what percentage of the time do you sign the client?
Yeah.
Say it's 50%. Okay, so we put 50% in, 50% on both sides. Okay, so how many people do you need to talk to, or so how many people that you set an appointment actually show up?
Right.
So, okay,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that's only 60%. So we need to break that down. Okay, so now we know how many appointments I need to set to get appointments to show up to do the appointment to get the listings. So
Right.
now we got that. Okay, so how many people do you need to talk to that are going to move in the next 3 to 6 months? So maybe that's only 1 in 10.
Right.
Okay, so now I'm down here. Okay, so how many leads then do you need to generate to do that? And then how many phone calls do you need to make each day? So
Right.
now you've broken it down to daily tasks, daily into weekly. And so you can track your progression every day.
Yeah.
I know today I have to make 30 phone calls to get that one appointment,
Right.
or
And you know what?
I'm not going to meet my budget.
And you know what levers to pull in order to scale.
Right.
And at a certain point, you can't do that much more. So you have to have someone to help you, right?
Right. And the other
Yeah.
thing though is that it allows you to track the KPIs.
Hmm.
So say, yeah, I'm really good at generating the leads. I'm great at booking the appointments. I'm great at getting them to show up, but I can't convert them. That's the
Yeah.
problem. And that's where we go to fix it. But if you're
Right.
just saying I'm not getting in the business, where do you start?
Yeah.
Right? So that's part of a system. But then again, and then I break it into um, there's three pillars to real estate, and you need to have all a system in all three. So you need to get business from people you know. So that's your sphere, referrals, all of that is a system, and you need to leverage it. You need to have really good systems to make even more from that. You can't just
Right.
rely on it. You have to actively work and have systems on it. The next one is getting business from your business. So how do you get a seller from every listing? How do you get a buyer from every listing? How do you get a listing from every buyer? How do you leverage those? And those are all systems. And then the last one is doing business with people you don't know.
Right.
So how do you generate your leads? How do you convert them? And then in that same thing, it's all, when you're generating leads, I'm a big believer of you need to have a clear vision of who your ideal customer is. Because if you don't know who your ideal customer is, you don't know who you're marketing to. And if you don't know who you're marketing to, what's your marketing look like?
Right.
And the big thing I always say, your marketing should have nothing to do with what you like. It has 100% of what that ideal customer wants. So if they want ugly, make it ugly. If they want beautiful, make it beautiful. But it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be anything to do. What you like has nothing to do with generating the business for you.
Right.
So, and you don't have to like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I find like that's you're getting that across to a lot of marketers. Like marketers want to make everything beautiful all the time. Well, that doesn't
Yeah.
work with everybody, right?
No, doesn't.
So,
All right. So you
so
have,
that's sort of the systems.
right.
So in that lead system was like, okay, making these phone calls, right? So, I said, okay, you need to hire an ISA and you need to train them, and it's a lot of work, and you need to make sure your script's really good. So yeah, that is a big chunk. The other thing, so in this, I started coaching all this, and I realized, look, I'm a finite resource. How can I
Yeah.
do all of this coaching? And what I noticed, if I'm only meeting people every 2 or 3 weeks, they were really good, and then things would drip off. And then just
Right.
before the meeting again, they would come back up again, and it would be good for a couple of days, and then it would drift off. So this was when IA was coming, or AI was coming out, and I thought, why don't I have a coaching app that can coach my clients every single day? So that's when I created Mod Mentor AI. So it's a coaching app that coaches 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night. It's got all of my training. I've trained it with everything I know. I've trained it with Follow Up Boss. It has all of the training modules from Follow Up Boss are in there. So you can even ask it questions about Follow Up Boss. Um, so it's about micro coaching.
Yeah.
So you have a choice in the app. You can purchase it on your own for $39.95 a month, or you can purchase the app with one coaching session with me a month for $140, or two coaching sessions a month with me for $220 a month, which is way cheaper than the $1,000 or $1,500 that most real estate coaches charge. Way
And most are regurgitating nonsense that you already know, right?
in group, and then like the one-on-ones,
Yeah,
like
it's
I've
such a
done it. The
waste of money.
one-on-ones crap. It's just like
Garbage.
yeah,
Garbage.
where mine is like specific. So always want to start people off, but with the same way. But then look, let's adapt it. And I always say, look, it's my time that you're paying for. I get to use it how you want. I can help you. So it can either be coaching or mentoring. If you
Yeah.
want to go and follow up, boss, and I tell you exactly what to do, that's mentoring. That's not coaching. Coaching
Right.
is about asking questions and helping you to think the way I think.
Right. And
So you don't need
for you to
somebody telling you
problem
what to do all
solve.
the time. Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So it's, and that's what I like about the app is you can switch between coaching and mentoring within the app at any time, even within a
Ah,
conversation. So either it's going to ask you questions or tell you everything.
yeah.
And even in the telling, it's still asking some questions to help you sort of move it forward. Um, but yeah,
So, so
sorry.
what have you seen so far? Like, tell me a little bit of, tell me a story. Tell me about maybe some of
Yeah,
the clients that have started using it. And I'm so interested because, again, what you just said, the value that you can get for this,
right.
not only coaching with you, but also through the app and doing both compared to like what others are paying out there for coaches that like don't even want to be on the phone with you. It's, and I'm not going to list all the coaching
No,
names
no, of
because
course.
I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I could I
No,
could,
they,
but
they
I'm not going
all
to do it.
they all have like I always it doesn't matter how bad someone is, I always try to pick something good from them, right? I always
Right, right.
like the worst boss I've ever had, I've learned from them of what not to do.
What to do? Yeah, yeah. There's a
So same
well,
with coaching, right? The
it's
worst coaches I've had,
failing, growing. It's the same thing, right?
I,
Essentially.
I know that that's not how I want to coach. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so that's
And so
my
yeah, you've learned don't
yeah.
do. You told the
Which
AI
can
not to
right,
do
which
this.
can
Yeah,
be
yeah,
just
yeah.
as valuable as somebody
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
it,
exactly. Yeah.
right? Absolutely.
So yeah, talk to me a little bit about how
Yeah.
it's working.
So, like for me, I use it every single day, and it's helped me move my business forward. It's helped me develop. I developed the app by telling it I was developing the app, and it was keeping me on task and asking me questions and making me think and helping me be clear. And the big thing about, I really thing I like most about it is your mindset, right?
Yeah.
So it's really good at because one of the things it asks when you start your day is how you're feeling on this topic and it will motivate you based on those and change its behavior based on that. Like today, it just told me to have like not only he said it said it was proud of me, right? It's just like yeah, it's AI, but it's enough to like okay, like
Yeah,
it's
but
like some
it's
recognition because real estate's a lonely business, right? Like we're the majority of us are here working on our own.
right.
So having that structure where you're doing it. So for me, it's helped me for my business huge. I've had one of my coaching students just after the new year, he literally out of nowhere, he's like, "Oh my God, I was struggling with my business plan." And I had a chat with my AI about it, and it just gave me so much clarity. It was like I was mind blown that it totally saw through the fog. It cleared my vision, and I was able to completely nail my business plan. It didn't write it for me or anything. It just helped me see or change the way I was seeing it to be able to get my business plan done.
Love it,
Like,
man.
and that's, and most people are going to sit and struggle and probably give up and not do their business plan,
Right.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
the reality is most people let their business run them.
Yeah.
So my routine is at 8 o'clock, I do my chat, have my coffee, and then look at my schedule. So my schedule every day, I schedule out all the things I'm working on my business for the whole year. And then people can schedule in time 24 hours in advance, no sooner. So
Yeah,
then at eight
totally.
o'clock, I see, okay, this is, I have this meeting with you, I had a coaching call, and that's it. But I have time. So what are my three priorities to meet the goals that I'm trying to achieve? Okay, this one is number one. It's going to take 2 hours. So I'm going to plug that in my white space today for 2 hours.
Right.
I'm going to time it. And if I'm not done, I'm not done. I'm going to leave it and I'm going to work this and then I'm going to work this. So every day when I'm done, I'm like, oh, wow, man, I got a complete day's work done. Everything I wanted to get done is done. And that night, when I'm doing my coaching or my reflecting, I'm planning for tomorrow.
Mm,
So I use every single minute of my day every day. And if it's not on my schedule, I don't do it.
yeah. Man, I love it.
Like and to me, this is where mindset and mental health is so important. And that's why I wrote this book, is because having control of your business and your schedule totally changes how you approach the day and you approach your business. When you let the business run you, you have no control. And when you have no
Yeah.
control, it causes fear and it causes chaos and your mind doesn't work clearly and it just snowballs.
Yeah,
Right?
You're
right?
speaking my
So
language, man.
yeah.
I've always like I've always worked from home for the most part.
Mm,
I've since I got out of college. It's just that the jobs I was in, right?
mm,
And I learned very quickly, like, I'm not allowing other people that probably don't know me, don't care
great.
about my time, don't care about anything,
Respect
dictate,
it. Yeah.
yeah, don't respect it, dictate my day. I'm in control of my calendar. I'll be in control of what time I'm allowing people to book in my calendar, when I have meetings with my staff, when I have, interviews like this. Like, I'm going to give options, and then you can fit into, and then that way everything else around it is proactive, and I'm using my day, from the time I want to start all the way to the time I want to end, right? And
Yep.
so I'm with you, man. It's amazing. And the fact that you can have this app, this AI help guide you is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
You just have to have the discipline to do it every day. And that's the big thing. I find like I have lots of people that are using it and they use it for like 3 days and then they don't for a couple days. And to me, like the more you use it, the smarter it gets because it's generative. It's no, the more you talk to it, the more it learns you.
Yeah,
And it will actually hold you accountable too. If you say you want to do something, it's going to say, well, didn't you say that this is what you were working towards? Is that going to meet that goal?
it's going to
Oh,
help you or
damn,
divert you. Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Damn, he called me out.
yeah, yeah. I want to go play golf all day and have beers.
But it's
No, no,
actually really
no.
cool.
Yeah,
If you said, honestly, if I said I'm going to go golfing today, and it might ask you, what do you plan on achieving from it? And it's big about mental health. So it will totally reinforce that it's a great decision to take time for yourself, clear your mind, and make sure you live the moment and focus on golf today.
yeah. I love it, man.
All right. Okay,
Mark, can
so
we?
yeah.
No, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I want to, like, if we could see it in action too, that'd be.
Sure, I can share that for sure. I can give me one sec here. Let's go to this. Okay, so this is like you can have the app on your phone. It's just a typical start of a conversation. So, it gives you some prompts that you could have chosen to begin with, but it has not only all my training, but there's mindset training, how to act entrepreneurial, working with your sphere, thinking visionary, being more confident, goal setting. But let's say today I want to do some mindset training. So it's asking me now, it will talk in a sec.
Yeah.
Um, so, how am I feeling? Let's say today I feel good. I'm on track. Maybe gonna talk. Whoa.
It's
Um,
great to hear that you're on track with your entrepreneurial skills and involvement in your business.
so it says your
Your
commitment.
commitment
Go
to
ahead.
improvement is truly commendable. Keep building on that momentum.
It doesn't normally do this. It was sitting here for a
Fantastic.
while, so that's why it launched up. But you'll see
I
there's
would love to know.
little articles here. These are 4 to 5
What do
minute
you wish to
reads
achieve most at this moment?
that are
And what
sort
might
of
that look
based
like
on
for
the
you?
topic that we're discussing at the time. So I have literally probably 200 or 300 articles in there
Oh,
on
wow.
all different topics. So if you ever want, like in it, you don't need to read it, but if you want to spend a couple extra minutes reading about identifying your desire, you can do that. So it's asking me now, what do you wish most at this moment, and what might you that look for you? Okay, what do I want? So I can use my microphone and talk if I want. I think I really need to clear my head. I feel like I'm doing 20 things at once today.
It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed and could benefit from simplifying your tasks to regain focus. You've mentioned before that improving your focus and productivity is important to you.
So it's remembering other discussions we've already had.
Yeah, I love that, man.
Consider prioritizing your core activities and treating them as non-negotiable tasks to help fend off distractions. What do you see as the biggest challenge in moving forward with your plan amidst feeling overwhelmed?
So remember, I said working on your business needs to be in your schedule, and those are non-negotiables, right? If a client asks you to do a showing and it's the day at the time that you're working on your business plan or whatever, no, sorry, I have another client at that time. I need to book around it.
Yeah, and I can tell just based on its response how it's trained by by what you are like,
Yeah.
what you we were just talking about
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
about your day, right? So you could tell that
And
it
honestly,
knows
that's
you.
what's
It already
great about,
knows you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what's great about this, the AI is I sit down, feed it my documents, and then I can help identify sort of what the questions are. It gives a bunch automatically, and I can go in and delete the ones that don't make sense, or say maybe ask it this way instead. So I've trained it to adapt to make, again, it's like me coaching, right? That's the way I wanted it to be. So again, there's a little article here. I could click on that. Um, and yeah, here's a little article. It'll tell you about, it's a 2-minute read. You can read through it and then leave some comments about it if you wanted to. So it's asking me, what do I see the biggest challenge moving forward and planning you amidst being overwhelmed? I guess it would probably be prioritizing my tasks. I'm not sure which things are the most important. We'll just do this one. But so
Yeah.
that it's 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes.
To overcome the
Right.
challenge of prioritizing your tasks and moving forward amidst feeling overwhelmed, focus on identifying and tackling the most important objectives first. Begin by listing all your tasks and categorizing them based on urgency and importance, which will help you clarify what truly matters. Consider implementing a simple system to manage your tasks, like the Eisenhower matrix, to visually separate what you need to do now from what can wait, thus reducing the overwhelm. What ultimate outcome do you wish to achieve by prioritizing your tasks in your daily routine as a student?
So the Eisenhower matrix is just a way to be able to prioritize
Right.
what you're doing every day. It's a way, it's in here if you want to, it didn't come up this time, or you can always look it up. Anyway, so it goes through this. It's going to ask a bunch of questions. And then at the end, it's going to say, have a great day. Looking forward to our chat tonight. So,
Yeah.
it's simple,
It's
but
it's
it's
great though,
adapted to
man.
what you want. Like
Yeah.
you
I
can,
just love how it's giving you recommendation too.
yeah,
Like because when you're feeling overwhelmed, you got a million things going on. You're not necessarily thinking strategically. How do I like solve this situation? It gives you an idea of go. All right, well, let's categorize all the tasks.
right.
Put
If you look at the very first question, very first statement is telling you what to do, and then the following is how to do it,
yeah, it's amazing, man.
right? And I find the thing about most coaching is they're really good at telling you what to do,
But not how.
not how. And that was
Yep,
the piece that I missed all the time, and I could see it. And that's why that's for my coaching. It takes more time, but people need to know the how. They need to see it.
totally,
Like you can't
totally.
just say, okay, you need to do this and this and this and this.
Well,
Yeah, great. Like
that
I
was
know
the
that. I already
that
knew that, but I don't know how to do it.
yeah. Well, that's been the whole thing with with our company and why I started a whole services side of our
Right. Yeah.
business was because I could tell people what to do, but they're like, I don't know how to set up a Zap. I'm like, like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'm like, man, we just got to do this for them, the how part, right? And
Yeah.
so
So
I think
anyway,
that's
I've made
missing
this
a lot.
super, super
Yeah,
easy. It's on your phone. You can sit and talk to
great.
it wherever you want over a cup of coffee. And again, I do it again around 7 o'clock after dinner before I sit down and watch anything. It's just a way for me to finish the day and clear my mind.
Yeah,
So, me personally, I'm getting a ton out of it. I know the agents that use it all the time are getting a ton out of it. I think it helps for me that, my goal in this and the reason I wanted to keep it so cheap was because I just know mental health is a big issue in real estate. It doesn't get talked about nearly enough. That's why I wrote this book. So for me, this wasn't about making money. It was about getting it into as many people's hands. If you can't afford $40 a month on this, I'm not sure what you're doing in real estate then.
yeah,
Because
right.
I don't think there's anything that's going to give you more value for spending $40 a month than
40 bucks a month, 20 minutes a day. Sounds
it's
like a
it's
lot.
not a big it's not a big ask, and it can totally change everything that you do and how you feel, and you totally change your business. So okay, I'll get off that thing. So that got me into AI. So again, the biggest struggle for most people is calling leads, and in my coaching I hear it over and over and over again. And the biggest problem even when I was having my team, was just getting them to pick up the phone and make the phone calls. Like,
Right.
why is it so hard? You got to be hungry. Okay, I will. And like, yeah, it just, yeah. And so then there's these programs like Maverick RE and Shiloh, which are great that are listening to the agents and improving their objection handling, which is all great, but they're still not making the phone calls all the time. They're getting better at it, but they're still not making near enough. We have AI now that can follow the script, can take objections, can ask 3 times for an appointment. When I first started running Maverick RE and analyzing my agents' phone calls, they were only asking for appointments 20% of the time.
Woof.
20%. No wonder they weren't getting appointments.
You got to ask every time.
Every time. Wow. Okay, I can see not every time, but again, we're
Well,
really only taking phone calls over 2 minutes. So if
well,
you got on
again,
a phone call for 2 minutes,
yeah,
yeah,
it's the human element, right?
right.
Of like, oh, you're thinking in your brain, like this person doesn't really want to meet. They're kind of, and in reality, like maybe you're just listening to what they're saying, but in the truth, they maybe really want an appointment.
You've
But
answered
you're,
their question before you've even asked it.
yeah,
And like here, this is yeah, one of my favorite books is Objections by Jeb. I can't remember. Jeb is his last name. Anyway, great book. And in it, he talks about the psychology of
yeah,
the fear of getting rejection, right? It's such an innate fear. It's built into us, and everybody has it. You can't deny it because it's in our genetics. But what you can do is acknowledge it and push through it. So
right.
yes and no. Okay, yes, I can feel the objection. I feel like they're gonna say no, but I'm gonna need to ask anyway. AI doesn't have to go through that.
Doesn't.
AI will ask 3 times because I have it as its goal. It can only give a positive result if it's booked an appointment.
All right. So Mark, tell me
Yeah.
about this because this is a new
This
thing
just
that you,
launched. It's been yeah, and it's
it was
honestly it's
in
already
beta until
flying off
like
the shelf. No,
recently.
it's up and running now, so I can
Well, it
actually.
is now. It is now.
Yeah,
And
so this
like
is called
you've,
Mod AI automation.
right.
So my goal is to use AI to increase any realtor's efficiency. The big thing I said in my one of my last webinars is like I feel like a superhero because I'm getting like 30 or 40% more done in a day than I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, man, that's amazing.
Like it's insane stuff that used to take me a week, I can get done in 5 minutes now.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling what's out there. So let's take a look at, I'll give you an example of a phone call. So this is an AI phone call. The gentleman who is calling has a very, very strong Indian accent. And when I heard this, the reason I brought it is because when I heard this, I had such a difficult time even understanding what he was saying. The
Yeah.
AI nailed it.
Right.
Even stuff that I couldn't pick up on. So I'm going to play, it's 3 minutes. We're going to play the phone, the call, and you can listen to how natural he sounds and how the outcome came.
Hello. Hi there. This is Max, an AI assistant from Mod Realty. Do you have a moment to speak about your real estate needs?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Are you looking to move within the next 3 to 6 months?
Yes, I'm actually looking to move in like 5, 6 months. Yeah.
I understand you're looking to move in the next 5 to 6 months. That's exciting. Are you currently renting or do you own your home?
Yeah, we are currently staying in a rented place, renting.
Got it. So you're currently renting. Would you prefer to stay in your current area or are you looking to relocate?
I don't have any preferences. And then I just need the right property. If I find it in the same area, then it's fine. Or else, yeah, I'm open to
Wait, pause it
relocating
really
as
quick,
well.
Mark.
Yep, yep.
15 a.m.
Oops.
A Zoom meeting and
Sorry. Push the wrong button. Okay, we're stopped.
First thing I noticed
Yeah.
that most people don't do is he's repeating back
Yes.
what the person just said, which
Yep.
allows the person to know that they're listening and it's confirming the information. It is crazy. I love it. All right. Sorry. I just wanted to
Yeah,
call
no,
it out
honestly,
because
and
it was so cool.
that's one of the prompts we've did is to make sure to verify
It's
Not only
verifying
that the AA's
yeah,
got it right, but exactly what you said is it makes the person sound like they're being listened to. And
totally.
that's why people are have no problem talking to AI. This guy didn't. I've got other examples where he introduces himself as an AI agent, and the guy said, "You're an AI?" And he said, "Yes." So you're not a real person? And he said, "No, I'm not a real person. I'm an AI agent for Mod Realty." And he said, like, "Okay, so you don't like have a physical body?" And he said, "No, I don't have a physical body. I'm an AI agent for Mod Realty. I'm here to help you with your real estate needs. Let's get started." And away you went. And they had this full-on conversation. And yeah, and the person even thanked the AI at the end.
It's incredible, man. It's
All
incredible.
right, I'll see if we picked up where we
The
were.
right property.
Yeah, I think we're
That's a great approach. Are you currently working with a realtor?
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple of those that we're talking with right now.
Okay, so you're currently speaking with a couple of realtors. Are you 100% committed to them? There is a tremendous difference between realtors. Their approach, results, and pricing vary significantly. Would you be open to meeting with one of our agents as well?
Yeah,
pause it,
sure. I
pause it,
mean,
pause it.
Yep.
So that whole sentence right there, so many agents would have a problem saying that. Because they
So,
don't like
yeah,
they're afraid of rejection. They're
yeah.
like that whole fear thing we talked about. Just saying, hey, like, and it wasn't like bashing other realtors. Just saying the reality is that there's a big difference between a lot of different real estate firms and agents and their production and how well they are. Would you be open to considering, having a meeting with us so that we can
Sure.
compare? Oh, dude,
It's
this is awesome. This
like
is so
this is
exciting.
objection. So these are all my scripts, right? But
Right.
it's again, but teaching a person to remember them all, to say them the right way. AI doesn't miss a beat. He's going to say it every single time if it's the right, like the way we build it out. You got to imagine it's just a huge chart, right? Like
Yeah.
if it says this, then you need to say this, and if he says this, you need to say that, and build it all the way down, all these different exceptions. Um, and create the scripts and the objection handling. I have literally like 600 objection handles because I used to get my ISA to write down every objection handling or every objection she came across.
Yeah.
And we would review them and we'd write up a script. And then the next time she would have the script there if she could remember.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
we'll
just
go.
All
need
right, let's keep
the right
going.
property for me, so I'll be open to, meet as many realtors as I want. I just need right opposite. That's it.
So
That makes
he's saying
perfect
he's
sense.
working, he's
Based
getting,
on what
he
you've
just
shared,
wants an
I'd like
agent
to
with
schedule
the
a quick
sending and the
20-minute
listings.
meeting to discuss your needs in detail with one of our agents. Would you prefer a Zoom meeting, an
So
in-office
that's the
meeting,
second
or a
time
house
he's asked for an
visit?
appointment now.
Yeah.
What's house visit?
A house visit means one of our agents would come to your current location to meet you in person. This can be convenient if you'd prefer to discuss your needs from the comfort of your home. Would that work for you, or would you prefer another option?
Maybe I'd like to visit your office.
Great. Visiting our office is a fantastic choice. Do you have a preferred date and time in mind for the meeting?
What about tomorrow, Friday?
Let me quickly check the availability for tomorrow at our office. We have availability tomorrow, Friday, February 28th,
He even
during the
says,
following times from 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. from
so it's actually looking in our schedule.
That's amazing.
So it's linked up. It looks in our schedule what the availability is.
10:15 a.m. to 5 p.m. Which time works best for you?
I'm sorry, could you just repeat the timings again?
Of course. Here are the available times for tomorrow, Friday, February 28th, from 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. from 10:15 a.m. to 5 p.m. Which time works best for you?
Okay, what about 4:30 p.m.? Does that work?
Perfect. Let me confirm the 4:30 p.m. slot for you. Could you please confirm your full name, phone number, and email address so I can finalize the booking?
Listen to this.
Yeah, sure. My full name is Yashowardhan.
Wartham. Could you please confirm your phone number and email
Got it.
address as well?
My phone number?
Yes. Could you please share your phone number so I can
Okay.
finalize the booking?
Yeah. My phone number is 415-702-8008.
Thank you for sharing your phone number, 415-702-8008. Could you also confirm your email address?
Yeah, my email address is itsashowardhan@gmail.com. It starts with its ITS, Yashowardhan@gmail.com.
Thank you for confirming your email address, itseshawarthan@gmail.com. Let me finalize your appointment for tomorrow at
No,
4:30.
no. It's itsyshowarthan@gmail.com.
Thank you for clarifying
Yeah.
your email address, itsyshowarthan@gmail.com. Let me finalize your appointment for tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. at our office.
Crazy, right?
Dude, it's insane. I would have messed that name up 18,000 times.
Getting somebody's email like that is so hard, but it's so good and polite about it too. So, the big thing about this, so we've set it up now. It's automated within Follow Up Boss. So, I can share a Follow Up Boss. This is just myself that I was doing a couple testing with this morning. But here, this one went to voicemail, so I just wanted to make sure it was doing the right leads and right tags. So it actually comes in, it shows as a phone call in your Follow Up Boss. I created an agent called Steve Thoughtley. So this call was sent to voicemail. And then this call was me just seeing if it could book an appointment at my house at 9 a.m. on Thursday. So it did it. It booked it in my calendar. Everything worked perfectly smooth. So it will come back and so this is brought in an AI voice needs follow-up. So that's a tag you can make a smart list for. And the AI call button, that's a tag that generates the agent to make the call. So we set up automations in your or anybody's Follow-Up Boss. It can work with just about any CRM that has OpenAI. Worst cases, we can run it through Google Sheets. There's different ways we can work around it if you can't get the AI integration. I am building an embedded app right now.
Cool.
So it's in the process. It's going to be similar to Ylopo's. It's literally you can click the button to make a call and it will just call, or you can just stop it so it won't make calls anymore. So pretty simple, but right now the only way to get it to make a phone call is you have to add this tag. So if I remove it and then I add AI call, yeah, and then save the tag. Whoops. And you'll see within about a minute, it's going to pop up here. So it's actually going to call my cell phone right now. Oh yeah, it's already calling.
Nice.
So it's going to go to voicemail. So the great thing about it is when a lead generates, it's calling within a minute.
Yeah, man.
And same thing when it creates a Y priority or any trigger that's saying your lead needs a call, we can set up an automation for it to call. In speed to lead, what we know, if you call the lead within 5 minutes, you have an 80% higher chance of ever reaching that lead.
Yeah.
So you're never going to miss a lead. And you can set it up, either they call regardless of what time it is, or only between specific times you get to have total control over it. And then the other aspect is we have AI inbound as well. So it can answer every single phone call for you. It can book an appointment, take notes, transfer the call. So you'll never miss a phone call ever again. And for me, remember what I said about being busy every day? It's answering my phone calls for me, and I get to decide which ones I want to deal with and which ones not.
Yeah.
Man,
Man.
I don't have to answer my calls. And it answers it in a good way. It's like professional, right? It's like we have
It's better than what you can do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So all these little things, and they all add up to saving me so much time.
Yeah, it's
And
incredible.
now we're getting better results. I know I certainly haven't dropped from my ISA. If anything, I'm getting as much or better than I was.
Yeah.
So it's a different market here. So I can't, with what's going on right now between Canada and the US, Canada is like in shock mode. So, really, unfortunately, it's a tough time to get anybody out looking at a house. They just don't know what's going to go on, whether they're going to have a job in 3 months or not. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is incredible though, man. And if you're watching this right now, still, hopefully, we're going to do timestamps, but what you've put together is, I don't know why you wouldn't use it.
And
Like,
we'll just look at the pricing. Like, you know, if you think what's an ISA going to cost you? Minimum $10 an hour, 40 hours a month. You know, you're talking $4,000. Like this, or so 40 hours, yeah, 400 a day. Yeah. So if you look at this is $400 for a month.
yeah, it's
And it's going
incredible.
to includes the agent. You get 400 call minutes. We train it on all your information. So it knows your name, your business. We train it on your website. The more information you give us about you in your area, the smarter the AI agent's going to know. $800 setup fee for us to train it. It takes about almost 2 weeks from the day one. So the way we do it, $400 up front. You don't pay anything until we give you the AI agent up and running and tried. At that point, you pay the remainder 400, and then you start your first month. Only a 30-day contract, nothing else. $899 is even a better deal. You're getting an inbound, an outbound, and an AI chat widget on your website that can also know, all of them know everything and can all book appointments.
Mm.
So your website now will be able to have full-on conversations and even book appointments and answer just about any question.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So that's monthly. If we do biannually, you get the setup fees half price. If you do a full year, then you get all your setups for free.
Right.
So
it's fantastic.
yeah.
Mark, this is amazing. This is amazing information.
Next one.
I appreciate your time, man. And again, so if you're watching this, and this is like mind blowing to you, because it's mind blowing to me how good it is. Like,
it's still mind blowing to me. Trust me.
Where do they go to like book a consult with you or talk to you? Like, what's the best way to contact you?
Yeah. So modaiautomation.com. So
Okay.
modaiautomation.com. On there, you can.
And we'll have the links below, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On there, you can book a call with me, or if you already want to get started, there's a get started form. That form you fill out, and then we send the quote back if there's any extra automations. The other thing that like I'm going to be sending out monthly newsletters. You tell me your tech stack, and I'm going to give you recommendations of what I think the best tech stack is for each thing, especially in marketing now, because AI is just changing marketing like every day. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this software right now, just go with a monthly plan, because something's better is going to come along in 2 months and you'll want to switch. Or this is a better program, go for the whole year. Or this is a one-time purchase. And then every month I should be able to provide you one free AI tool that's available out there that I find. So I'm going to share that with you. Everybody that's in my ecosystem, what I want is automate your entire business.
Yeah. I love it, man.
Yeah. So,
well, Mark, thank you
man.
so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Again, you heard it, modaiautomation.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Thanks, Scott.